Hi, and welcome to this video on Module 8, Chapter 7, the decision-making process. I want to go through first a review of some of the material in the chapter. The first section deals with the essence of decision-making, and it has a very good definition. It says that decision-making is the process of choosing among alternative courses of action to resolve a problem. The next section deals with the types of decisions, and it talks about program decisions and non-program decisions. Program decisions are characterized as being a response to situations that are routine, structured, or fairly repetitive. So it's the kind of decisions that we make routinely in business, that we may have made it in other cases, and we're doing it one more time. Non-program decisions are different in that the situations are defined as being unique and they have major consequences to the organization. The 7 decision-making steps are described next, and you should see figure 7.2, page 195, for an excellent graphic that shows the 7 steps. The next thing in the chapter talks about the decision-making models. We have the classical model, the administrative model, and the political model. The classical model, as you might guess, is one of the earlier models, and it was based on the assumption that managers and individuals are rational, logical people who will make the best decision for the organization. The administrative model basically recognizes that the classical situation doesn't really always exist. In fact, it usually does not exist. In the administrative model, the managers are not rational and logical and may not make the decision that's in the best interest of the company. And this model focuses on how the decisions are actually made in the real world. It's often called the behavioral model. So the administrative model and the behavioral model are the same. The political model, the last one, is based on the idea that there are maybe individuals in an organization that are able to influence others to achieve their goals. If you've heard of a situation where it says there's just too much politics in this organization, that's what they're talking about. They're talking about that decisions are being made on a political or power-based level rather than on rational, intelligent processes. It then goes on to discuss the 4 decision-making styles, and these are directive, analytical, conceptual, and behavioral. Directive, analytical, conceptual, and behavioral. The next section of the book talks about 5 factors that influence or affect decision-making, and these are intuition. These are basically characteristics of people, of individuals that affect it. So people have intuition. They have emotional and stress that affects their decisions. They do framing, which means they try to kind of put it into perspective. They do an escalation of commitment. They may get more and more involved and take more ownership of the decision. And basically then it talks about confidence and risk propensity. Some people are very confident, are willing to take risks, others are not. And then the last thing is it talks about group and non-group decision-making processes. So I hope this overview helps you as you go through the chapter. Kind of gives you an outline to follow. The first graded activity in this module is the quiz. And it's just like we've taken before with 2 true and false, 3 multiple choice. You have 2 tries to get the perfect score. And since you receive or see the correct and incorrect answers after taking it the first time, the second time you should have a perfect response. As I've said in past, after the midterm, which is our next module, you will, all quizzes from that point on are 1-try quizzes. So you will not have this assistance, and the quizzes will therefore be a little more difficult because you'll have to get the right answer first. Our homework for this chapter 7 is to create an original essay with a minimum of 400 words, total words, and it should be broken down into 5 paragraphs. The first paragraph should provide an overview of the 3 decision-making models. In this overview, you can simply name the models and give a sentence or two about each of the models. The second paragraph will provide, very much like the first, a summary of the 4 general decision-making styles. Again, you can name these styles and then provide a sentence or two of description about each one. Try to take what's in the book and put it into your own words in a simplified summary. The 3rd, 4th, and 5th chapters are based on the business dilemma about J&G Chemical Company that is described on page 207. Question 1 would be your 3rd paragraph, question 2 would be your 4th, question 3 would be your 5th paragraph. As usual, at the end of your essay, please put in a separate line the actual word count of your essay. And I do want to congratulate many of you. You have not tried to squeak by with 400 or 401 words. You've done excellent jobs of providing really high-quality essays. I hope everyone does that, and the ones who have been doing it, I ask you to just keep up the good work. The last item in the module is the discussion section. It will be Module 8 on Chapter 7, feedback and comments. And as usual, I ask you to share your comments, suggestions, any insights you received as you went through this module, and things you learned that you thought were very interesting you might want to share. I read all of your comments, and I reply to those that require a reply. Thank you, and good luck with this module.